सेव सॉइल सुनाई नहीं दिया? A very warm welcome to all of you once again. It is my honor, privilege to welcome Honorable Chief Minister Shri Yogi Adityanath ji
एंकर माइक ऑन कर दीजिए.
and dear Sadhguru, the one that has single-handedly taken up the mammoth cause of Save Soil. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your presence. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. देखिए, मिट्टी आप लोगों के बैठने से बचेगी नहीं, तो खड़े होकर जोरदार तालियों की गड़गड़ाहट से स्वागत कीजिए. वाह वाह. अब बैठ सकते हैं. सदगुरु के बीच में आप लोग इतनी जोर से अचानक एक साथ सेव सॉइल बोले तो मुझे सबवे सुनाई देने लगा. बैठ जाइए प्लीज, बैठ जाइए. इस कार्यक्रम को आगे बढ़ाया जाए. सदगुरु के मार्गदर्शन में शुरू किया गया प्रोजेक्ट संस्कृति भारतीय शास्त्रीय कलाओं की कक्षाएं और प्रस्तुतियां भेंट करता है. इन कलाओं में शामिल है शास्त्रीय संगीत, नृत्य और मार्शल आर्ट्स, कल्लरीपयट. भारत में हजारों सालों से एक आध्यात्मिक प्रक्रिया के रूप में इन गहन कलाओं का उपयोग किया जाता रहा है. जो कलाकार अभी अपनी प्रस्तुति देने वाले हैं, ध्यान से सुनिएगा, उन्होंने 7 साल की उम्र से अपना पूरा जीवन इन कलाओं को आत्मसात करने में लगाया है. 7 साल की उम्र से. और माइंडेड ये हॉबी की तरह नहीं, बल्कि जीवन जीने के तरीके के रूप में. आइए देखें ये सुंदर प्रस्तुति जो शुरू होगी भरतनाट्यम डांसर श्रीमती राधे जग्गी के नृत्य के साथ. धन्यवाद.
Project Samskriti is an endeavor to nurture and impart India's classical arts. Designed by Sadhguru, it offers programs to learn powerful chants, music, Bharatnatyam and Kalaripayattu, an ancient martial art form conducted by the rigorously trained students and alumni of Isha Samskriti. The art forms are imparted in their most profound form as possibilities for inner growth and transformation.
Project Samskriti is not today's idea. It's been in incubation for nearly 25 years. So this is an effort not to save the art form alone, but to bring up humanity to a higher level of existence within themselves.
Namaskaram. One with a heart of fire, draped in the rivers and oceans, with her hair of open sky and her body the ground that we walk upon. O Mother, our source and sustenance, time is ticking away as we exploit this strong and gentle source of life to build our luxuries, our comforts, our lives. We have ignored her plea. Time is ticking away. As her children, we suffer the consequences of our actions upon her. It's time to reinvigorate and celebrate this mother who has birthed us, fed us, and one who will embrace us back into her bosom in our death. O Mother, in celebration of your grandeur, in concern for your well-being, in love with all that you are, we dance in tune to your rhythm, as we are just a part of you.
Takita
Beneath my feet, your soil. When you rise, you become a tree. Again, you fall as a leaf. Who are you? You come up as a crop. You give me life as food. Whether I am alive or dead, you are the only refuge. Who are you? You come as water. You come as milk. You come as honey. Who are you? If I eat, it is soil. If I breathe, it is soil. If I die, it is soil. Oh, my mother, who are you? Soil. In the root, there is a stalk. In the stalk, there is branch. In the branch, leaves, bud, flower and fruit, all rooted in soil. That is not our making. The soil, the very soul of all life, shall neither perish nor is created, but in a constant turnaround. A tree and a termite hill, the rough hide of an elephant and the fine silk of the spider, the beasts that you kill and the people that you love, all a recycle of soil, soil and soil. Soil body. The magic of soil is it turns death into life. Depleted soils will not quench the fire of hunger. Unquenched hunger can burn the very world. This is a generational responsibility. Save soil. Let's make it happen.
को खतरा है मिट्टी लेकिन मरी नहीं है। आप लोग ऐसे क्यों अचानक शांत हो जाते हैं? तालियां रुकती क्यों है आपकी? अरे ये तो हंसते खेलने का टाइम है। बहुत जबरदस्त प्रस्तुति प्रोजेक्ट संस्कृति और राधे जग्गी, इस सुंदर प्रस्तुति के लिए आपका धन्यवाद। इस नृत्य की बारीकी, जटिलता और गरिमा ने हमें मंत्रमुग्ध कर दिया। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। I thank our national sponsor PVR for taking Save Soil movement forward into decisive action. Sadhguru, last time when I was here in Lucknow, I was here for Rally for River. I got an opportunity to host that event. मुझे मौका मिला था, माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी भी मौजूद थे। उसके बाद से मैंने अपना कार्य नहीं रोका। I did not stop myself। और पिछले 5 साल से खेती कर रहा हूँ सदगुरु। और एक चीज आपके आशीर्वाद से ये हुआ कि हमारे किसानों ने पिछले 5 साल में, जहां ऑर्गेनिक कंटेंट 0.4% था, एक हफ्ते पहले रिपोर्ट आई है कि वो 0.96% हो गया है। वी नीड योर ब्लेसिंग सदगुरु। प्रिवेंशन इज बेटर देन क्योर। हम समय के ऐसे मकाम पर हैं जहां हमारे द्वारा किया जाने वाला हर कार्य आने वाले समय के लिए एक सकारात्मक प्रभाव या नकारात्मक प्रभाव पैदा कर सकता है। हम सभी इस धरती पर एक साथ रहते हैं और आज हमारे पास एक अनोखा मौका है मिट्टी के विनाश और पूरी दुनिया के रेगिस्तान बनाने की इस विशाल समस्या के समाधान का हिस्सा बनने का। मिट्टी बचाओ अभियान का विज्ञान क्या है, इसे जानने के लिए आइए ये वीडियो देखते हैं।
We are talking about climate change, carbon emissions, and global warming and various other aspects. But we are not addressing soil. Soil is the habitat upon which zillions of lives thrive. Once there is no richness in soil, then you have forsaken the planet in many ways. Every responsible scientist in the world and the UN agencies are clearly saying we have only 80 to 100 harvests left. That means approximately 45 to 50 years of agricultural soil left on the planet. By 2045, we will be producing 40% less food than what we are producing right now, and our populations will be 9.3 billion people. The food shortages that could manifest in the next 25 years, the consequences of that is unimaginable. Civil wars will unfold across the world once there is food shortage. What we are facing now is soil extinction. Why is soil becoming extinct? Where is it going away? What is happening to our soil? We must understand, if you add organic content to sand, sand will turn into soil. If you remove all organic content from the soil, soil will become sand. In normal agricultural soil, the minimum organic content should be between 3 to 6%. The most minimum is 3%. At least this minimum to keep the soil alive, to keep the soil as living soil is a must. Agricultural soils across the world, the depletion is so heavy. In most countries, more than 50% of the topsoil is already gone in the last 100 years. The nutrient levels have dropped significantly. The level of micronutrients you would get from your food in early 20th century to what you are getting from the same food now has dropped 90%. If you ate one orange in 1920s, what you got from it, now in 2020, if you have to get the same, you will have to eat 8 oranges. This is what we have done to our food.
Soil is the biggest ecosystem on the planet, and so few people know anything about it. 1 teaspoon of healthy soil probably contains more microbes than there are people on Earth.
The microbial life in the first 12 to 15 inches of topsoil is the basis of our existence. It is this magic beneath our feet which has produced the life that we are. This first 12 to 15 inches of soil is the basis of life for 87% of life on this planet, including you and me.
we have to begin to recognize that what we call our soil, Mother Earth, is a living organism.
Open soils, ripped open by ploughing, open to sunlight, is the basis of destruction of microbial life. So the focus should be on agriculture, the focus should be on seeing that land is under shade as much as possible, some kind of shade, grasses, herbs, bushes, trees. Conscious Planet is launching Save Soil movement to bring about a policy change to regenerate soil. As a part of this, I'm 65 and I'm riding 30,000 kilometers, a lone motorcycle journey, 30,000 kilometers across 24 nations to activate support from the citizenry to assure the governments long-term investments will be appreciated. So it's extremely important that soil regeneration is enshrined in the policy of every government on the planet. We must change the narrative on the planet that soil is a wealth, a legacy we have received from previous generations, and we have to pass it on as living soil for future generations. We are in a cusp of time. If you do the right things now, in the next 15 to 25 years, we can significantly turn this situation around and regenerate the soil. But if we allow this to progress like this for another 30 to 40 years, after 40 years if we attempt this, then it could take 150 to 200 years because that much loss of biodiversity would have happened. From 21st of March for 100 days, the whole world, every human being on the planet should talk soil. We must hear the word soil, save soil everywhere to see that the narrative on the planet changes towards the most vital aspect of our life, the soil. Each one of you should reach as many people as you can to make this happen. Many global leaders and influencers are already participating in the movement. Be a part of this and let us make it happen.
For my part, as much as I can contribute.
بالعربي أنقذ التربة لنفعل ذلك على أرض الواقع بمبادرات عملية وجادة ملموسة الأثر. أنقذ التربة save soil.
And the movement that you are taken up, I could not expect any more God's blessing than that.
Sadhguru, and this campaign is so important.
We're going to save the soil. Do your part.
And saving the soils.
And our planet's future depend on it.
Sadhguru, save soil, my friend.
Save soil, let's make it happen.
Antigua and Barbuda is part of the Save Soil mission.
We commend you for what you're doing. That is why we are happy to sign the MOU.
The science and philosophy that backs the thought behind the movement is tremendous.
Save soil, let's make it happen.
Save the soil.
We know what we must do, so let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make this happen.
Let us make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Sadhguru, thank you for what you're doing.
Dear Sadhguru, one of the world's voices and leaders on soil conservation.
وأبداً بالنسبة لنا في رابطة العالم الإسلامي
For the Muslim World League, we are completely ready to help you.
This is my appeal to every one of you because I don't want this COP15 to end as one more convention with more paper and more paper. This must end with concrete action, and action in such a way that it's implementable. It is implementable and we will see a distinct change in the coming few years.
The movement that you are taken up as a soul scientist, I could not expect any more God's blessing than that.
Your leadership, Sadhguru, and this campaign is so important.
You've inspired me to think about soil very differently. I love what you say, that we're all part of the solution and we all have a role to play.
I request all of you to come together and join the Conscious Planet movement to save soil.
So this is a perfect confluence of how we see things and the importance of the soil. Save the soil.
Our soil needs nourishment. Save soil. Let us make it happen.
We really welcome the Save Soil movement. Save soil, let's make it happen.
I salute you, your energy and your dedication, and my full support of what is needed from the Palestinian side.
You honor the people of this country. I want to thank you very much.
सदगुरु जी ने यात्रा की, अपने आप में बहुत बड़ा काम किया है और मुझे पक्का विश्वास है कि दुनिया को मिट्टी के प्रति स्नेह तो पैदा हुआ ही होगा, लेकिन भारत की मिट्टी की ताकत का भी परिचय मिला होगा।
Soil is not our property. It's a legacy that's come to us from previous generations, and we must pass it on as living soil for future generations.
अब मैं माननीय मुख्यमंत्री श्री योगी आदित्यनाथ जी को और सद्गुरु को मंच पे आमंत्रण देता हूं। तालियां रुकनी नहीं चाहिए भाई, सेव सॉइल होते रहना चाहिए। अब मैं चाहूंगा कि now I would like to request Sadhguru to address the audience.
Sadhguru mic on.
Hello.
Sadhguru mic on. Sadhguru mic on. Sadhguru mic on.
Hello. 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 Yeah, little bit.
Thoda level, increase level.
Hello. Stand.
कालो न जानति तव जननं, कालो न जानति तव समापनं, दृष्टो मया तव महाकारः योगेश्वर काल काल, योगेश्वर काल काल।
It's our great pleasure to have Sri Yogi Adityanath ji. He's a yogi first and then the chief minister. Well, in a state so large and with multiple issues and possibilities, how a very determined hand has been turning the state around for the last 5 years is something that we have closely watched. Generally, I'm not saying this as an insult, generally people in southern India believe, oh, UP cannot be fixed. You, I'm talking about you. But definitely the significant change that's happening in the state is phenomenal, and thanks to a very determined hand and all of you, of course, the youth participating in that process, otherwise it wouldn't be possible. Having said that, UP is one of the most significant agricultural regions, not just in India, but in the world. You have a possession of the largest segment of the Ganga Basin. Ganga Basin, for thousands of years, have been considered as one of the most potential agricultural regions on the planet, and it has spawned many civilizations and cultures. I was traveling in Eastern Europe, in Bulgaria, and that region, they all claim they came from the Gangetic Plain long time ago. Today they're all Europeans, but they have maintained a few elements of this. So, in an abundant place like this, what is the problem? Well, the problem is just this, that from 1950s onwards, in the last 70 years, about 90% of the green cover or the tree cover is gone in the Ganga Basin, and we built Indian railways from it. We have enjoyed that, we have benefited from that, but it's time to put it back. In many ways, India's agriculture, what happened was, in 1940s and 30s, we had terrible famines in this country. Especially in 1942, nobody can forget that famine where it took 3.2 million people. So, to cross over this famine problem, we approached India's agriculture with emergency measures. We tried to build a bridge across famine situations, which was very important. Many of us are alive today because of that, those steps that were taken. But it was a bridge. If you get onto a bridge, somewhere you have to get off the bridge. If you stay on the bridge for too long, that means it's a bridge to nowhere. That is what has happened. Our Green Revolution was an effort to see that there were no famines in the country, which we managed to do that because since 1960s there's never been a famine in this country. There have been bad agricultural years, that's about it. But we have never had a famine. People have not starved because of lack of food. Such a thing has not happened, which is a great achievement, and we must remember when we got freedom or independence in 1947, the average life expectancy of an Indian was 28 years. Today, we are close to 74 years, which is a significant achievement for this nation. This achievement has been possible because of many aspects. There are many aspects like vaccination processes, medical care and everything, but the most important aspect is that we managed to produce food for 1 billion people. In that process, thanks to our farmers without much technology or infrastructure, just with intrinsic traditional knowledge, they managed to produce food for this nation, for such a large growing population. But at the same time, this pressure of population, when I say pressure of population, we have only 4% of the world's land, but 17.6% of the world's population. This is a tremendous pressure. Unless we manage our lands, particularly our soil, in a very smart way, future generations will suffer immensely. But this is not a reality only with our country. There is not a single nation in the entire world which has an average of minimum 3% organic content. This is the reality. The highest organic content in the world average is the Northern Europe, which is 1.48%. Southern Europe is 1.1%. United States is 1.25%. Africa is 0.3%. India's average is 0.68%, but nearly 60% of the land is below 0.5%. And much of that land, or large tracts of that land, are also in Uttar Pradesh. It is I beseech the Chief Minister I've already spoken to the Prime Minister about this, and we have given this document, which is a handbook for making policy. The most important thing that needs to happen is, we need to separate soil from other ecological concerns that we have. We have fossil fuel emissions, we have carbon sequestration from the thing, air pollution, water pollution. There are many issues. All of them are significant issues. I'm not trying to say they are not significant, but soil is of existential significance. It is an existential issue. Right now, for the first time in the history of humanity, the top scientists in the world are using the word extinction in relationship with soil. They're talking about soil extinction. Whenever we use the word extinction, we always thought of a dinosaur or a dodo or some animal that disappeared long time ago. But now we are talking about soil extinction. We must understand who we are is soil. Everything that you have seen as life around you, from the tiniest of worm to insect to bird to tree to animals to human beings, everything comes from the soil, which is just 15 to 18 inches. This 15 to 18 inches of topsoil is the cream of this planet. It is so invested in life that it is zillions of lives, millions of species. The top soil scientists in the world are openly admitting that they know less than 1% of the species present in the topsoil. When you know less than 1%, you should not mess with it. What has been shocking for me in the last 2.5 years as I met various agricultural ministries around the world is 85% of the agricultural ministries in the world refer to soil or treat soil still as an inert substance. They're not seeing it as a living platform. Soil is the largest living system, not only on this planet, in the known universe. This is the largest living system. There is nothing like soil anywhere in the whole universe. Even if you sow death, it sprouts life. This is the magic of soil. Here in this country, we called it our mother. We referred to soil as our mother because we intrinsically understood soil is the mother of our mothers. Everything has come from this, everything that we consider as life. Not only today in the form of food and survival, even in our evolution. Our evolution has happened only because of what is happening in these 15 to 18 inches of soil organisms. In the sense, somewhere approximately 1 billion years ago, a few organisms like algae and fungi started learning how to manufacture their food using the perpetual energy of the sun. This phenomena today we refer to as photosynthesis. Before photosynthesis as a phenomena manifested on this planet, the oxygen levels in the atmosphere were just around 1%. Today it is 21%. You and me are breathing because of this 21% oxygen level. It's not only about today's survival, complex life on this planet became possible only because of 21% oxygen in the atmosphere. If that oxygen level goes down, we will not be able to survive, nor would have life evolved to the complexity that it has in the form of you and me. But in the last 1,000 years, we have removed 85% of photosynthesis on the planet. What is our plan? India should take a lead because forever we have called soil as mother. In India, Uttar Pradesh, which is the largest tract of land and the most agriculturally prolific land, must take the lead, and especially when you have a yogi. Let me… No. Let me tell you what is a yogi. Not somebody who sits like this and does nothing. That is not a yogi. A yogi means one who is in union. Right now, are you breathing, all of you? Check and tell me, don't just scream. Because one day you will not be breathing. You're breathing. So, you are in yoga, you are in union with the atmosphere. Did you eat something today? So you are in union with the soil that you walk upon. So, you're already in yoga because your existence is yoga. This life cannot happen without being in union with everything. It is always like this. So everybody is a yogi, but unfortunately unconscious yogis. See, if you become unconscious, right now if you become totally unconscious, whether you're living or dead doesn't make much of a difference, isn't it? Hello? So if you're an unconscious yogi, that's what it means, your yoga is dead. If your yoga comes alive, that you become a conscious yogi, consciously you're one with everything, then you are a yogi. All right? So, yoga does not mean twisting and turning, yoga does not mean doing some weird things, yoga means you know the oneness of existence around you. So naturally you're sensitive to life. With this sensitivity, if this leadership has this sensitivity, definitely transformation must happen, and I'm very confident it will happen, considering the economic situations, considering various other compulsions that government may have, social compulsions, economic compulsions, political compulsions, there are so many other things. In all this, my only fear is, it may not go at the speed at which we want it to go. This is why, Yogi is… everybody calls him firebrand. So with this much fire, UP should go at the fastest pace in the country so that it becomes a lead for every other state. You cannot go at slow pace because you got Ganga, sir. You have Ganga serving you, so you cannot go at a slow pace, you must go much faster. I know there are many other challenges to be addressed as leadership. Considering all that, you must go at the best possible pace that situations allow you. I know your heart is in this, we want people to support this. This is why I'm trying to move 60% of the people, at least 60% of the adults should stand up and say this. All of you must understand, governments are not elected to do fantastic things. Governments are elected to fulfill people's mandate. Where is the mandate? Where have you given the mandate for long-term well-being of the state or this nation? You're always asking 2 rupees reduction in petrol price, 1% reduction in your income tax, you're getting those things. Unless you stand up and ask for long-term well-being of your state, long-term well-being of your children, the future of your children and the future of future generations, if you don't stand up and voice that, how can leadership invest in long-term well-being of the nation or the state? So this is what the Save Soil movement is about, to get you up. It's not just your vote. In a democratic nation, your voice is important. This is not an agitation, this is not a protest, this is not an expression of anger or resentment, because we clearly understand, every one of us, knowingly or unknowingly, are partners in this destruction. The only way around is, every one of us become partners in the solution. There is simply no other way. Now in this society, it is going on everywhere, drama all over the world. We have found 1,000 different ways as to how we can differentiate from each other. Nationality, race, religion, caste, creed, this, that, every damn thing possible. When there is so many differences and we are super empowered with technologies today, is it not very important that we find some common denominators which are common to all of us? And that is what soil is. We come from soil, we live off soil, when we die we go back to soil. The only question is, do you realize this now and make a difference, or will you realize this when you're buried? You will anyway get it then, but if you get it now, we can make a difference. We can be that generation which turn back from the brink of a disaster. I want to be that generation. You want to be that generation. This happened. Let me tell you a small story. This happened. This happened in 2060. A few scientists sought appointment with God. They got it and they went there. They told God, "You've done pretty well with creation, but it's time you retire because everything that you can do, we can also do." So God asked, "So what is it that you can do?" They said, "Look here." They dug up some soil, made a vague image of a human child, they did all kinds of experiments and the child came alive within a few minutes. God said, "That's very impressive, but first get your own soil." So this is something that you must understand. There is no substitute for soil. There is simply no substitute for soil. Young people, I'm telling you, because as I travel around the world, these 27 nations and also before that United States, everybody is saying, "Sadhguru, my friend has made an app that will solve every problem." You think food is grown by Swiggy or something? An app may deliver food to your doorstep, it is fine, it's a service. But somebody has to cook it, somebody has to grow it, it has to come from the land. There is no substitute. Somebody wants to grow it on the wall, somebody wants to grow it in the air, somebody wants to grow it in water, do whatever you want, it all comes from the soil. Clean water, pure air and nutritious food, everything comes from soil, and these are the ingredients, are fundamentals for a good life. We do not know the future generations whether they will choose to live well or not, but it's our business to see the fundamental foundations for good life are there for them, because the previous generations gave it to us. It's very important we pass on soil as a living soil, a vibrant living soil, a living mother, not a dead mother for future generations. Thank you very much.
The inspiration behind this entire campaign, Sadhguru Shri Jaggi Vasudev ji. First of all, in the capital of Uttar Pradesh, Lucknow, I welcome you from the bottom of my heart for your arrival here. In today's program, present here are my colleague ministers, Shri Surya Pratap Sahi, the Chief Justice of Allahabad High Court, the Chief Secretary of the State, Shri Durga Shankar Mishra ji, our Farm Produce Secretary, the Upper Home Secretary and other senior government officials, the founder of CMS, Shri Jagdish Gandhi ji, and connected with this entire campaign, all the people. In 2017, Sadhguru had come to Lucknow, and even at that time he had taken up a very important and pious mission, Rally for Rivers. And I'm very happy to share that in Uttar Pradesh, in the last 5 years, we have rejuvenated more than 60 rivers. You have come to Lucknow after a long journey of 30,000 kilometers, and the concern that you have expressed towards Mother Earth, it is very relevant, and also with the current times, it is a pious effort and endeavor to save the future generations. Anyway, this concern is not only of today. The Indian sages, from the Vedic times, they have been saying that Mother Earth, we are sons of you. The earth is our mother, and we are all sons and daughters of this soil. We all know the fact that all the people who are sitting in this large auditorium, everybody goes through a health checkup. They keep a health card for themselves. They go to a doctor regularly. They themselves analyze it, and their family members also do it. But health of all of us, the fundamental factor behind it is Mother Soil. And none of us is concerned about the health of the Mother Soil, Mother Earth. But we are grateful to the Prime Minister Modi. When he became the Prime Minister of the country in 2014, the first thing he did was to create soil health card. And in the country, to every farmer, for the health of the soil, he promoted a very large movement. The soil health movement is still on. But today, when Sadhguru himself has joined this movement, and after traveling through many countries, he has come to India. This is the land of Uttar Pradesh. And Uttar Pradesh, in terms of spiritual and religious foundation of India, it is known as the heart of the country. It is our fortune that the land of Uttar Pradesh is considered the most fertile land of the world. The amount of nutrition we have on the land and the amount of water resource we have. The Rally for Rivers and Save Soil, both the movements are extremely important and inspirational for Uttar Pradesh. And I trust that the entire 25 crore population of Uttar Pradesh will join in these movements, and there should be no doubt about it. And there should be no doubt about it because in the country, the Prime Minister Modi, with his inspiration, after the soil health cards have been released, we are all progressing towards natural farming. Though we started this process of natural farming in 2020, when Pradhan Mantri ji had come to Kanpur, he had come to review the progress of Namami Gange project. At that time, he inspired us that we start a Ganga Yatra. Ganga is a divine river which we have received from the previous generations. For the non-stop flow and purity of Ganga, all of us should work together. What were the results of the work done under Namami Gange project? In Kanpur, Shishamau, near that, 1400 crore sewer used to fall into Ganga. After the project, today there is no sewer point there. It has become a selfie point, and people go there to take a selfie. From Gangotri till Ganga Sagar, 2,500 kilometers of journey Mother Ganga does. But in this 2,500 kilometer, the most critical point was Kanpur, where thousands of liters of sewer used to fall. And in that place, in Ganga, there was no living organism in the water. Today, if you go to Kanpur in Sishamau, not a single drop of sewer falls into the river. And in that place, you can once again see water life, aquatic life in the water. This is a transformation which can be seen. In Varanasi also we have seen, and it has been our fortune that in 2019 we did the Mahakumbh at Prayagraj. The success of Prayagraj Kumbh was basically because of the success of Project Namami Gange. And we did many achievements at that time. All these programs happened successfully because Uttar Pradesh, in the leadership of Prime Minister Modi ji, and even in 2017 when Sadhguru came and he made an appeal for Rally for Rivers, with interdepartmental coordination, for many, we started working towards rejuvenation of many rivers. There were more than 60 rivers, small and big rivers in Uttar Pradesh, and we have worked towards revitalizing them, and the results have come. In 2017, there were 38 janpads in Uttar Pradesh which were sensitive towards floods. Few janpads were extremely sensitive, few were in that category. Lakhs of hectares of land was such which we used to get destroyed because of the flood. Crops used to die, people used to lose life and wealth. From 38 janpads, now it has reduced to 3 to 4 janpads. And the programs which are progressing, in the days to come, they will manage it even better. In Uttar Pradesh, we have done large-scale tree plantation program. In last 5 years, we have planted more than 100 crore trees, and many of you have also been a part of it. And it has not just been we did not do it just as a formality. We have planted local species like peepal, mango, neem, sandalwood, and many such trees were planted. And in a large scale, even in this year, we have decided that in the state, we will plant 35 crore saplings. We will start this with one Mahotsav, and we will take it as a campaign in the country. We have already started it, and the program have started. But this Save Soil program, this is mainly using fertilizers, chemicals and pesticides on Mother Earth. To slowly reduce the usage of it, we have to go in that direction. And today we have an alternate towards this, which is natural farming. In Union budget, they have already given provision for this, and this year the UP government has the budget which we have presented in this. In all the 7 janpads of Bundelkhand, to connect it with natural farming, we have added this. We have connected this with the natural farming project to inspire the farmers in that area. On both sides of the Ganga river, a duration of 5 kilometers will be included in the natural farming effort. You will be amazed to know that very wonderful results are already coming. We have already started a program on the level of the program is this, that on the level of the commissioners, the organic product which will come, we have started a district level of laboratory, and from there we will start marketing for that product. This is a great movement, and every individual has to understand their responsibility. Please remember, this is the land of Uttar Pradesh. This is the land of Maryada Purushottam, Lord Ram. And he inspired us towards one thing. Janani Janma Bhumischa Swargadapi Garesi. The mother and the motherland, both of them are even greater than the heaven. And that's why towards Mother and Mother Earth, this love, we will get it only from the Mother Earth. And that's why we are connected with this program of Safe Soil. And I would like to thank Sadhguru that he came to Uttar Pradesh, and with this program he connected us towards traveling the entire world, creating awareness. He has come here. Once again, I welcome you and your entire team. Uttar Pradesh already in the leadership of Prime Minister Modi is already connected with this program and taking it at a rapid speed. And I would like to assure you that whether it is Rally for Rivers or Save Soil, Uttar Pradesh with full strength is trying to take it forward. And Uttar Pradesh in the times to come taking care of the health of our Mother Earth, we will take it forward. Once again, I express my heartfelt wishes towards this entire program. Thanks a lot. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
CM mic off. Podium mic on. Podium mic on.
मिट्टी बचाओ अभियान के एक हिस्से के रूप में आज लखनऊ में इस ऐतिहासिक दिन में उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार और
This is the milestone step towards improving soil health in Uttar Pradesh, with the Save Soil movement and the state government working hand in hand. I request the Honorable Chief Minister Shri Yogi Adityanath ji and Sadhguru to exchange the MOUs to ensure a healthy future for soil. And now Sadhguru will be handing over the Safe Soil Policy document to the Honorable Chief Minister Shri Yogi Adityanath ji. Sadhguru will also be presenting the COP15 envelope. And now I would request Sadhguru to please.
अब मैं सद्गुरु से निवेदन करूंगा कि वो वोट ऑफ थैंक्स के लिए for the food.
Well, you can't have a more willing leadership for something like this. So I deeply appreciate Yogi ji's many efforts. The revival of spiritual centers in UP have been most heartening. And just a few… before I left for this journey on the motorcycle, I visited Kashi. And if you have not gone there recently, if you have not gone there recently, now Kashi is really worth going. You need to go there. The entry to the temple is… it is not the… it is not the original Kashi as it should have been. Maybe that will also happen under his rule. But Kashi is a different experience, and the Ganga in Kashi is a completely different experience today. Thanks to Yogi ji and the Honorable Prime Minister, both their commitment has made this happen, and we very much appreciate his presence here today and his unstinting support for Safe Soil Movement.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sadhguru for you.
Where is the music, huh? Le 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 le.
La 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 la.
Once really people want something, nobody can stop it, it has to happen. Just thank my gratitude to all of you. I don't know how much you've done, Lucknowis. Have you been doing something or just saying, pehle aap, pehle aap? Hello? When it comes to offering something, pehle aap is good. When it comes to doing something, pehle main. So, I got it. So, this journey when it started on 21st of March in London, that morning or the previous day actually, a lady journalist was interviewing me and she said, Sadhguru, what happened to you? Why have you become so unromantic? Soil. Soil of all the things, who is going to support you for soil? Talk something, at least the sky, the stars. Talk about saving Mars, somebody may be interested. Soil, who will be interested in soil? Then they come. So, since 21st of March, over 2.5 billion people have spoken about soil. Never before such a thing has happened. This is the 531st event that I'm doing in these 77 days. Still alive. People are hoping, people have been predicting that I will break my back or I'll kill myself, I'll do something. Back is good, still alive. Now, so those of you young boys, especially boys, what? So, repeatedly people are asking me, Sadhguru, what is the secret of this energy? What is the secret of this back? How come your back is not broken? Last 40 years I've been telling you, do some yoga. Hello? Yoga not to be just… not end up looking like a leftover noodle, but real yoga. Yoga means union. If you know, if you get plugged in to the universe, if you get plugged into the creation, you also get plugged into the creator or the source of creation. Once you're plugged in, you think your battery will run out? Hello? You run on a small battery, poof, every day it needs charge, otherwise it'll go down. So it's important, this is what yoga means. Yoga means you're plugged in with creation and creator. One who is plugged in with the source of creation need not worry about what is going to happen. Hello? Whether I will run out of energy or my back will break or this will break. Anyway, my back is a good advertisement for yogic back. How's that? At least with that, you need to do some yoga. Hello? 23,000 kilometers through all kinds of terrain, still I'm intact. That means it's a good advertisement, isn't it? So, it's fantastic that in Gujarat, the Chief Minister very much with us, signed the MOU, so did the Rajasthan Chief Minister, and of course, our beloved Prime Minister, and you saw Yogi ji full on. So India can become a lead in Save Soil movement for the rest of the world because we have over 12,000 years of history of agriculture, 12,000 years of agricultural history. We definitely must take the lead because we have nearly 60% of the country's population invested in agriculture, and it's important that we become the first nation to move in this direction because 60% of the population, how can you ignore them and talk about taking the nation forward? That's not going to happen. So this is very important, the level of commitment that the leadership is showing, but the people should keep their voices up. Hello? Only for tonight? You must keep it up, because as a generation, we must continue to express our commitment and our concern for our own future and the future generations. It's very, very important. It is not a philosophy, this is not an ideology. That you want your children to live better than you is not some kind of a moral teaching, it's intrinsic to your hearts that you want your children to live better than you. But right now, what we are doing is taking away the foundations of possible good life. Individual people, whether they live well or not, are subject to various realities. but at least nutritious food, clean water, pure air to breathe, this we must provide for future generations. What they do with themselves is anyway left to them. But taking away these foundations and expecting that they will live well will be a foolish thing. It doesn't matter how much education you have, how much money you have, how much wealth you have. Once food shortages manifest in the world, it'll all be gone. You understand? Your education, your wealth, your nonsense, nothing will mean anything, your civilization will not mean anything, even your humanity will not mean anything. I want you to just imagine in Lucknow city… Hello? It's okay. In Lucknow city, 40% of the people have not eaten for 3 days. What do you think will happen? You think you can go to your work, do your nonsense, you can go to your college and come back, go to the cinema, you think so? If 40% of the people have not eaten, the whole town will go into misery, absolute chaos, because that's what will happen anywhere in the world. And that is what every responsible scientist is pointing out. But it's in our hands to turn this around. So just a few minutes, sir, you can leave them, sir. Just a few minutes, I'll close it, you can leave that, sir. Thank you. They can't sit there in that condition, it's okay. And for the next few months, I don't want you to sit, you must be standing up for something. Hello? Young people can simply sit. This is not a good thing. When you're young, you should not be able to sit. Hello? You must be on fire. Because I'm just reminding you, since you came and sat here, you're about 2.5 hours closer to your grave. Yes, you are. Not because of me. I'll bless you with a long life. But this is the nature of life. What is ticking away is not the clock. What is ticking away is life itself, it's ticking away. So, when this is the nature of our lives, there is no time to sit back. Somebody, like I was doing an interview somewhere in Bucharest or something, and this journalist, 3 times he says, at this age, how do you ride? Like I was supposed to… the ride was supposed to be around 6 hours or so. 7 o'clock in the evening, I had a television interview, and but because of the weather and the road conditions, it happened that I reached there only at 11 in the night, at 11:15 in the night. The TV anchor and the whole setup was still waiting. So after riding for over 9 hours, I walked straight into the interview and spoke for an hour and a half. And when I was getting up, he's saying, at this age, how do you do this? Over 9 hours you've been riding and now you come and speak for 1.5 hours? And fortunately, don't say anything senseless. And how do you do this at this age, at this age? 3 times he said this age. I said, see, I've lived my life so intensely, I never had the time to get old. It takes a lot of time to get old, isn't it? So if you have time to get old, that means you have not lived. There's no time to get old, it just… life gets over before you know what's happening. Hello? If you're a joyful human being, on a given day, have you noticed this? You were very happy. On that day, 24 hours, poof, went off like a moment. Have you had those days? Another day, little depressed. 24 hours feels like 10,000 years. You had that day also? Shameless. Now, only miserable people can have a long life. Only miserable people can have a long life. If you're joyful, before you know what's happening, it gets over. If you're living an exuberant life, before you know what's happening, it'll be just done. It'll be time for the funeral. Hello? It's very important. It's very important. Your life feels like a few seconds and it's over. That means you lived well. If you felt it's a long life, that means you lived miserably. Miserably doesn't mean, oh, that is because I didn't have money, my husband did this, my wife did that, my children are doing this. They're doing all the things that they know to do. What else will they do? Hello? What will your husband, wife, children, parents do? They know what they know they will do what they know best. Hello? And what they know best, if it's not up to your expectations, I'm very sorry, but that's how people are. Because, Yoga Center is is a volunteer organization, 5,600 full-time volunteers, over 17 million part-time volunteers. Every day somebody coming up to me and saying, Sadhguru, I can't work with her, she's so horrible, he is so terrible, I can't work with this guy, I can't work with this lady. I tell them, see, in this world, there are only horrible people like this. This is the kind of people there are. But if you see that what you are doing is very significant, you must learn to work with all these horrible people. If you want to work with perfect people, you must go to heaven and today. Hello? If you know there is a better place, you must go. If you do not know, then you must make this the best place to live. Are you sure there is a better place than this up there somewhere? Then shut up and make this place the most wonderful place to live in for yourself and future generations. That's all that's expected of you, to make this into a wonderful human being, to make your surroundings as wonderful as possible. What else can you do? Tell me what else can you do? There's nothing else you can do. Make this into your wonderful life and see to what extent you can make the situations as wonderful as possible. That's all there is, no matter what. I see lots of young people, more largely young people, I don't know if they're all from this school. No, they're too old to be in school. I can see they have not been learning anything for quite some time, it's visible. Now, I want you to take this commitment today. Hello? What is the struggle here? Just leave it, please. Just leave it, just few minutes I'll close it, please. By the time we arrange and rearrange and re-rearrange, it'll be… life gets over, I want all of you to take this commitment today. No matter what happens in your life, some things may happen the way you want, many things may not happen the way you want, all right? Whatever happens or doesn't happen, you must do one thing. In your life, what is the most wonderful way you have been? Most joyful, most loving, most wonderful, just think of that one moment. So you are capable of that. You must make that your baseline, that you stay that way. Hello? I'm not asking you to do the impossible, you've already done it. Whatever is your most wonderful moment, make that the baseline of your life. It doesn't matter what the hell others are doing, it doesn't matter what life around us is doing, but you should not surrender your wonderfulness to any damn thing that's happening around you. Hello? Will you stay this way? I'm telling you, if you stay wonderful like that, I am absolutely confident you will also revive the soil, because you can only expect joyful people to do what is needed. Miserable people, can you get them moving? Can you get them to move, to do anything sensible in their lives? Only when you're joyful, we can make you dance, we can make you work, we can make you bend backwards and do whatever the hell is needed. Only joyful people can do what is needed for these times. This is our time. This is our time on this planet. We must make this planet the way we want it. Hello? Let's make it happen, save soil, let's make it happen.